Hello, welcome to 30 Days of Yoga with Lydia. Today is day 27. We're going to be flowing through a slow practice, mobilizing the joints and feeling good for the rest of the day. I hope you enjoy. So wherever you are in your seated position, think about lifting and lengthening up through the spine. If you feel like you're rounding, then add a few extra cushions. Placing the hands wherever comfortable, either to center or on your knees. We're just going to close down the eyes. Take a big breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Just bringing a little bit of stillness into your day. Notice if the body wants to fidget or move. Just see if you can relax the shoulders away from the ears and become still. And we're just going to stay here for another 5 breaths. We're going to count the inhale and exhale. Breathing in over 4 and exhale over 6. So just lengthening that exhale, feeling the body slowly relax as you take a long exhalation, either through the nose or mouth, whichever you prefer. Allow the shoulders to relax away from the ears. And in yoga, it's a movement meditation, so you always want to be in control of the breath. So if you feel like you're out of breath or out of sync with the movement, just make the movements easier or slower if you need to. So we're going to stay in the seated position, make sure that you're comfortable, and just start off working through the neck. So we're going to make some big circles, circling round, bringing the chin all the way up at the top and tucking the chin down at the bottom. Imagine you're drawing a big circle with the nose. And change direction, nice and slow. And bringing the head back to center. We're going to come straight into flows today. So bringing the body round, coming onto all fours, spreading the fingers, bringing the knees underneath the hips and finding a nice neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips and find your first down dog. So arms are nice and strong, shoulders away from the ears. Relax the head through the center and really lengthen up through the spine. So bend into the knees as much as you need to here. We're going to hold for another 3 breaths, waking up the shoulders and keeping the hips high. You can add a little bit of movement. Maybe you want to bend into the knees. That feels quite nice, walking out the legs. And then on your next exhale, let's slowly walk the feet all the way up towards the hands, coming into your first forward fold. Relax the head again, bend into the knees as much as you need to. And give your arms a little shake, feel some tension release through the upper back. And when you're feeling super relaxed, let's roll up through your spine, 1 vertebra at a time, leaving the shoulders and the head to come up last. We're going to start by spreading the toes. Take a big breath in as you lift and lengthen the front of the body. Bring the arms all the way up and exhale everything out as you fold forwards. Inhale as we find your halfway lift. We're going to hold it here for 3 breaths. So in your halfway lift, just checking in that the spine neutral, tuck the chin, shoulders away from the ears. So same as an RDL in the gym. So you're pulling into the hips. If you feel like your spine's rounding, lift the hands a little bit higher. Or if you feel like you've got a lot of mobility in the legs, you can lower down the shin and actually touch the floor. But as long as you've got a neutral spine. On your next exhale, let's ground the hands in line with the shoulders. Step into your high plank. Another 3 breaths here. Just waking up the core muscles. Really push up through the fingertips. Make sure the shoulders are just over the wrist, so you're not just pressing down into the wrist joint. On your next exhale, let's lower the knees, bend into the arms and bring the chest all the way down onto the mat. Coming into your first Sphinx Pose, so spreading the fingers, pressing up through the fingertips as we lift the chest, open the shoulders, and again, make sure the neck is in line with the spine, so just gently tuck the chin. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of the body and just be mindful of the lower back. So making sure that you're tucking the tailbone under by engaging the glutes and your lower abdominals. On your next exhale, let's slowly drop the chest. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as we push up onto your knees and find your first child pose. You can rock side to side through the hips here. Relax the head and just take a few deep breaths, feeling some tension release in the back of the body. If this position's too intense in the shoulders, you can bring the arms either side of the legs and just allow the shoulders to roll forwards. Nice. So like we do in all the poses, checking in with the body, notice where the hips sit. So maybe they touch your heels, maybe they're really lifted, which is fine. But just notice as we warm up and during the end of session if they do drop a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, coming up to all fours, finding that neutral spine, tucking the toes and coming back to your downward facing dog. So coming onto the right side, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands. Use your right hand for support if you need to. Control that back knee down, low lunge. Inhale as we slowly reach up with the arms. Keeping the core engaged, hips squares. On your next exhale, let's lower that right arm down. So we're going to hold it here for 5 breaths, just feeling that left hip really lengthen and loosen. You can bring your intention back to the breath. 4-second inhale, 6-second exhale. And in your own time, slowly bring the chest up, keeping the hips square, ground the hands either side of that front foot. We're going to tuck the back toes to find that high lunge and shoot the front foot back into your plank. Nice strong core, lower back down onto your chest, lower the knees if you need to. And let's find your Sphinx pose, untucking the toes, spreading the fingers, pressing up through the fingertips as we lift and lengthen through the spine. Again, focus on tucking the tailbone under, tuck the chin, and keep the shoulders active so they're not relaxed, they're away from the ears. On your next exhale, slowly lower, bringing the hands under the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together as we push up onto your hands and bring the hips back into your child pose. Rocking side to side if that feels good for you. And get ready for the other side. So we're going to bring the body back up to that all fours position. As you inhale, tuck the toes, lift the legs as we find your downward facing dog. Stay nice and strong in the arms as we step the left foot through, high lunge. Ground that left foot, control the back knee down, low lunge. Inhale as we slowly reach up. Keeping the hips square as we exhale and lower your left arm down. Getting a nice stretch through this right hip. If anyone's sat at the desk during the day, these muscles get over tight. So it's a really good way to lengthen the hips. Feel some tension release as you really relax that left arm down. And you can look over that left shoulder to feel a gentle stretch in your neck. Perfect. On your next exhale, let's realign the body. Hands come either side of that front foot. Tuck the back toes, high lunge. Again, shoot that front foot back. Engage your core muscles as we lower the body down. Drop the knees if you need to. And coming back into your Sphinx pose, untucking the toes, lift and lengthen through the spine. And on your next exhale, slowly lower the chest down, hands under the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together as we push up onto your knees. This time, tuck your toes, come straight into your downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. Another 3 breaths here. Again, walk through the legs if that feels good for you. Should feel like you're getting a little bit warmer now. And on your next exhale, let's walk the feet up towards the hands. Giving your shoulders a little shake at the top. You can hold on to the elbows just to add a bit more weight. Feel some tension release through the shoulders. And if you tuck the chin, you'll start to really relax the upper body and decompress the spine. If anyone feels lightheaded in this inversion, then just come on up. From here, let's drop the arms. And again, roll up through the spine, leaving your head last, nice and slow. And bring the body up to standing. Spreading the toes. Take a big breath in as we reach the arms up. Exhale everything out as we forward fold. Inhale, let's find that halfway lift. Nice flat back, shoulders away from the ears, hands to floor. Step or jump into your plank. Lower the knees if you need to and bring the body down. You can either repeat a Sphinx pose or keep the hands where they are and find a cobra. So this one's a deeper back bend. You can keep the elbows bent if you need to, or lengthen all the way up to straight arms. And if that feels good, you can engage the thighs. So you're active in this nice back bend. Okay, so if you're in cobra, I will allow you to lift the hips and go straight into down dog, if that feels okay. Or if you're in Sphinx, drop back down, press up onto your knees, and let's go straight into down dog. Nice, so everyone's in down dog, shoulders away from the ears, and keep the head relaxed. We're now going to lift the right leg up. So three-legged dog, that right leg comes up high. Try and keep the hips square, and your glutes are engaged on that right leg. From here, we're going to step that right foot all the way through, high lunge, like we did before. Use that right foot if you need for support, really good. So we're going to try and come up from here. So inhale as we control the arms up. Keeping that balance, pop your hands on the hips if you need to, or reach the arms in line with the shoulders. Wherever you are, tuck the tailbone, avoid arching. Okay, you want a nice neutral spine. So this one's working the thighs, you're getting an active stretch through that left hip. On your next exhale, we're going to transition to warrior two. So we just changed that left leg. It's in parallel to the short edge of the mat. The arms come in line with the shoulders. And you do change the torso and your gaze comes forwards. In your lunge, you're over that front leg. Warrior two, you open. Perfect. Take a big breath in and we're going to drop and bend into that right knee even more. Nice. Keep it here, shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, bend into your right elbow, meet that right thigh, reach up and over with your left arm. And on your next exhale, let's bring it on up. Both legs become straight and turn that right foot to face forwards. So we're in a wide position now. Inhale as you lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we forward fold. Relax in the head. Again, bend the knees as much as you need to. And you can rock the hips side to side if that feels good. We're in this wide forward fold position. On your next inhale, let's lift and lengthen through the spine. So you want to bring the hands in front of the shoulders. So you get a nice flat back. Bend the knees if you need to. And you lift the tailbone up. Tuck the chin so it's in line with the spine. And we're just going to walk the hands over to your left foot. When you get to your left foot, gently look over that left shoulder. And on your next exhale, let's walk the hands back to center. Keep and lengthen the spine. Walking your way round to the right foot and look over your right shoulder. From here, let's bring the hands back to center. Keep and lengthen the spine. Hands come onto your hips. Lead with the chest as we bring the body up to standing. Perfect. Toe heel the feet all the way in, and we're going to come down into a squat position. Toes turned out, knees track the toes, sitting all the way down. And again, this is an active squat. So your glutes are engaging to bring the knees apart, okay? If you feel like your heels are lifting, you can pop something underneath the heels or bring the feet wider. Hands come together and you can use the elbows to bring the knees apart, and that really helps with the stretch. Perfect. So let's lift and lengthen through the spine. You can even close down the eyes here. Just check in with the body and try and keep that balance. This one's really good for your hip, knee and ankle mobility. Staying strong in the legs. Take a big breath into the belly. And as you exhale, we're going to lower the hands down on the floor, lengthen the legs, give your arms a little shake, and slowly roll up through your spine, leaving the head last. Coming up to the top of the mat as we spread the toes. Take a big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to floor. Step or jump into your plank. Lower the body down, drop the knees if you need to. And pull up into your Sphinx or Cobra. From here, we're going to go straight into your down dog like we did before. Taking your time. And we're going to stay working on this right leg. So we're going to lift your right leg through high lunge. Same leg as we did before, okay guys? So nice high lunge. We're just going to add in one balance. Inhale as we slowly reach back up with the arms. Either keep the arms here for your warrior three, or if you would like to, pop them on your hips, that will help with balance, or use a wall. So warrior three, we transfer the load onto that front leg. So take your time to slowly lift up that left leg, and you do become horizontal. And again, we're working the stability in your hip. Keep the head in line with the spine. Well done. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Good work. Give your legs a little shake if you need to. From here, interlock the hands behind the back of the body. Take a big breath in and exhale as we slowly forward fold. Bend into the knees and get a nice stretch through the shoulders as you just allow the hands to drop over the head. That should feel quite good if anyone feels tight in their shoulders from working at the desk, or if you're generally working on posture. Nice. If it is uncomfortable or too intense, just come on out. But as we do come on out, we're going to keep the hands together and slowly come on up, and then release the hands. Perfect. So coming back up to the top of the mat, working through all of that once on the other side. Inhale as we reach the arms up. Exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to floor. Step or jump into your plank. Again, this is called chaturanga. Lower down, pull through to your up dog or sphinx, nice and strong. And let's bring it up into your downward facing dog. Perfect. So you can choose child pose here if you need to. We're going to hold it here for 3 breaths to give anyone a chance if you want a little rest in child pose. If you're in down dog, keep the hips high, shoulders away from the ears. Really good. So if you're all in down dog, get ready to lift up your left leg, 3-legged dog. That left leg comes up high, hips stay square. On your next exhale, let's bring your leg all the way through, high lunge. And control the arms up, keeping that balance, taking your time, keeping a nice neutral spine, really good. Hips stay square. And on your next exhale, we've got warrior two. So we change that right foot parallel to the back of the mat, hands in line with the shoulders. If you feel like you want to go wider, just shuffle the feet, lengthening up through the spine. Take a big breath in. Let's go a little bit deeper as you exhale. Perfect. That front knee tracking the toes. From here, inhale as you lower that left elbow down to the thigh, keeping the shoulders away from the ears as we gently reach up. Hand, shoulder, shoulder, foot all in line. Hand, shoulder, hip, foot all in line. And from here, gently bring it up to standing. Both feet face forwards. So we're going to interlock the hands again behind the back, like we did before. Take a big breath in as wide position and gently forward fold. To see how it feels now, allow the head to relax and the arms to come over for a nice stretch. And like we did before, keep the hands together as we lift the head and slowly come on out. Really nice. Hands on the hips. Let's toe heel the feet back together. So we're going to find another squat position. Toes turned out, knees tracking the toes. Take your time to get there. We can either repeat this squat just holding, or we can try some twists. So the left hand, if you do want to add, reaches for the right ankle. It's like an anchor. You pull the elbow towards the floor and then you reach up. And it's a really nice side stretch to get into the hips. Nice. And on your next exhale, let's bring it down, lower, other side, and reach up. Get a nice stretch at the top. And gently bring it back down. Big breath in as you lift and lengthen the spine, bringing the hands to the mat, lengthen the legs and give your shoulders a little shake as we slowly roll up through your spine. Leaving the head last and coming through that warrior three on the other side now. Same side, left leg. So inhale as we reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Just working on realigning the body as we find that halfway lift. Hands to floor. Step or jump into your plank. Lower the knees if you need to for your chaturanga. Sphinx or cobra. Really good. And take your time to come into that downward facing dog. Keeping the core engaged, shoulders away from the ears, hips high. Perfect. So stepping your left foot through, high lunge. Again, taking your time to bring the arms up. Finding that stability, either keep your arms here or find your hips for warrior three. So transfer in, slowly lift up that back leg and see how it feels on this side. One side's normally easier, which is completely normal. If you've got your balance, you can reach the arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it up to standing, giving your legs a little shake. So we're going to finish today's practice by just lying down onto the mat, taking a few deep breaths, lengthening out the legs, relax the shoulders, and let's just bring the body into a nice neutral position. You can rock side to side in the hips, that feels quite nice. And just bring your awareness back to the breath, taking a big long inhale, feeling the belly lift, and a long exhale, maybe through the mouth or nose, whichever feels most comfortable. Just giving your body a chance to completely relax. You're more than welcome to stay here for a moment longer, but if you are ready to begin with some stretches, maybe the arms above the head or bring the knees up. It's quite a dynamic practice to say, so just take your time to bring yourself round to a comfortable seat. Lengthening up through the spine, and thanks so much for joining in today. Have a lovely rest of the day. Namaste.